Hello and welcome to the channel. Be sure to share, like, and comment down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos on news and politics. Trey Gowdy laid the truth about Russian collusion. The biggest irony in the liberal war against President Trump is the infamous claims that Trump wanted to win so badly that he actually betrayed America and colluded with Russia, but in the very same time they have a contrast opinion led by Michael Wolff's pathetic book that claims he didn't even want to become president. So which way is it, liberals? He wanted it or he didn't? Now, in his latest interview with Fox News, Trey Gowdy asked this question and pushed them to show their proofs of the Russian collusion. So let's take a quick listen to Trey Gowdy's interview on Fox News.
A couple of things. Number one, we already know this case was handled differently from any other case that the FBI agents could remember. Now, part of that is that you're dealing with a presidential candidate, and we want to make sure that that was the only reason that it was done differently. There was an exoneration memo drafted in May of 2016 that, as a former prosecutor, I just found stunning. I find stunning that a law enforcement officer would draft it 2 months before you have interviewed the target of the investigation and before you've interviewed almost 2 dozen witnesses. So we need to know what role, if any, Special Agent Radecki had in that. We need to know whether or not there was also a prosecution memo. We've seen the non-prosecution memo. Was there a memo laying out the case if they had decided to prosecute, and if not, why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, because their argument is that it's normal to write up preliminary documents for either side of the equation. But as you point out, we've never heard if they did that in the same way for an argument that there was a prosecution in the works.
Well, I can tell you, having done it for 16 years, it is very usual for the prosecutor to write a prosecution memo. It is not usual at all for the FBI agent to write either a prosecution memo or a non-prosecution memo, but that begs another difference. The head of the FBI made the charging decision in that famous July 5th press conference. That's unprecedented. He also wrote 2 letters in the fall of 2016 that lots of Democrats thought were inappropriate to send. So there are lots of questions we have for the FBI, and Chairman Goodlatte on Judiciary and I are kind of teaming up to take a look at those decisions in 2016.
All right. To what happened today? Corey Lewandowski was in there, former advisor to President Trump, was the original campaign manager. The word tonight is that it got into territory that he didn't feel prepared to answer questions about. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, that's more on his lawyer than it is on the witness. The witness, at all times today, Corey represented that he wanted to answer all of our questions, but his lawyer did not believe questions after Corey left the campaign were going to be asked. So, that's on the lawyer. It's not on the witness. Corey is going to come back and answer every question that anyone has. Today, we just focus, as you said, he was the campaign manager. He was there from the very beginning. So all of my questions are about collusion, coordination, conspiracy. What evidence of any of that did he see? He's an important witness. It is not his fault that his lawyer didn't prep him to answer all the questions today. So this isn't like Steve Bannon yesterday. Corey's coming back and he's going to finish the job.
Just to put a bow on the Corey Lewandowski part of this story, he has said all along that there was absolutely no collusion, that he has nothing to hide. Was there anything in today's testimony that changed that?
Nothing. There is no evidence of collusion between Donald Trump and the Russians, between the Trump campaign and the Russians, even between hangers-on and wannabes on the campaign. Now, we're not through interviewing witnesses, but the only person who says that he has seen evidence of collusion is Adam Schiff, and somehow or another he saw it before we even began. Other than that, no one can cite to any evidence of collusion, which is why they're now pivoting, Martha, to the obstruction of justice claim and away from collusion.
Did Adam Schiff find anything to be concerned with Corey Lewandowski today?
Oh, Adam can always find something to be concerned with, even if he has to manufacture it. His biggest problem is that he got out in front of his skis earlier this year, or early last year, and said that he had evidence of collusion that was more than circumstantial, and there ain't none.
In terms of Steve Bannon, the word is that he slipped up early on in the question and answer yesterday and went into the territory after the president was elected, and then saying that he spoke with Reince Priebus and that he spoke with Sean Spicer about the June meeting at Trump Tower, and then pulled back and said, oh wait, I'm not allowed to talk about anything after the campaign. Is that an accurate depiction?
I would take exception to the phrase slipped up. I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is answer all the questions. Where he really slipped up is when he cited a privilege that doesn't exist. That was the slip up. Initially, when he answered the questions during all relevant time periods, that's what you're supposed to do. It was only when he got this notion that, hey, I'm gonna create a privilege that no one's ever heard of before, that doesn't exist in the law, and I'm gonna kind of compartmentalize what I will and will not answer. That was a slip up to me.
All right, so the characterization of Steve Bannon is that he has flipped, that he's saving everything he knows for his conversation with Robert Mueller, which is now not in front of a grand jury anymore, and that he is, quote, the most dangerous man for the Trump administration. Do you agree with that?
Whether or not he's dangerous, I don't know. I just met him yesterday. I think the only thing dangerous for President Trump or his campaign is credible evidence. This is the same witness that said that there was a 0% chance that the Russian lawyer wasn't walked up to Trump, and when he was asked what that evidence was, he came up with nothing. This is the same witness that said that members of the president's family committed acts of treason. So he's got a credibility issue. If they're hinging the entire case on Steve Bannon's credibility, good luck to the prosecution.
Trey Gowdy, always good to see you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there you have the interview. Now, Gowdy is the right man that ask the questions. Do you agree?